As a CPA who is specialized in advising high net worth individuals, I've worked for hundreds of millionaires in my career, people with 7, 8, and 9 figures of net worth. The one thing you gotta know about the top 1% is that there are general repeatable patterns to how they manage their money. In today's video, I want to explain how the top 1% make, manage, and grow their wealth. If you're new here, my name is Alice. I discuss personal finance and digital marketing on this channel. Please consider liking and subscribing if you find value in my content. Basically, the repeatable pattern of the top 1% boils down to a few things: business, real estate, stocks, multiple streams of income, good cash management, and really good tax planning. Now, I know that's a mouthful. Let's start with business. Typically, the top 1% create wealth through business, or they inherited that wealth from someone who initially had a business. What kind of business, you might be asking? Well, all kinds. Retail stores, manufacturing, restaurants, hotels, investment firms, real estate developers. Most of these businesses, if they've been around for decades, will usually have a lot of tangible assets on their books, things like cash, equipment, inventory, buildings, or land, which make them a valuable entity, which then increases the net worth of the owner. Service-based businesses that don't hold as many assets can also be very lucrative. Home renovations, professional services businesses that are incorporated or operate under a partnership. For example, if you're a lawyer and you partner up with a couple other lawyers in the form of a legal partnership, and you guys hire a team of employees, aka other junior lawyers, to work for you, the partners of that law firm will be very wealthy. The assets in these service-based businesses is usually the customer list, contracts, the brand name and reputation, or what we call goodwill. These intangible assets are very valuable to the business when the business is sold. Code-based businesses like SaaS, Salesforce, the value is in their intellectual property, which is the code, and the contracts that they have with other businesses. That's what's valuable to something like Salesforce. In all these types of traditional businesses that fulfill some sort of market demand to society, a lot of wealth can be created. What happens after this is that the wealth from the company level flows into the acquisition of assets, most commonly real estate and stocks. This can be both at the corporation level or taken out personally and owned personally. So if you've ever wondered, what do the 1% invest in? There are a lot of different asset classes, but the two that are the most common and repeatable across the board for all wealthy people, especially in the 1%, are stocks and real estate. In other words, there is not one person in the top 1% that does not own stocks or real estate. You might be wondering, what kind of real estate? All kinds: residential, commercial, land for development, any sort of real estate that they can generate rental income from or sell for a profit. Stocks, all kinds. Most usually blue chip, like literally the Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger style of investing. You might be wondering about Bitcoin. Now, I have met a few crypto millionaires before. Some of the richest crypto millionaires are owners of blockchain businesses, owners of crypto mining companies, crypto exchanges, because what happens is that these guys are so bullish and passionate about crypto in general. Naturally, they've just been in the space and in the industry for so long, they've just held those coins for forever. Businesses that use ledger technology to service other industries are also very lucrative, but especially the crypto exchanges, because the exchange makes money regardless of the value of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is 50K, the exchange makes money. If Bitcoin is $1, the exchange still makes money. The second reason is that a lot of these blockchain businesses were able to go public 5 to 6 years ago. So a lot of them made money just by going public. Just like how the owner of an investment firm makes the most money off of the investment fees of the assets that they manage. Which goes back to my original point that all wealth in society is created at the business level. The investment firm owner, the real estate developer, the law firm partner, the cryptocurrency business owner. These are the types of people that are in the top 1%. It's the business owner that creates the wealth. A person, an individual that randomly buys Bitcoin and makes money off of Bitcoin, definitely possible, but it's rarely unlikely that just buying some Bitcoin in itself is going to put you into the top 1%. So a lot of individuals can get lucky off of the coins, but the wealth is always created at the business level. Multiple streams of income. The general idea is that people in the top 1% all have multiple streams of active and passive income. We're talking about tax slips that are thick like this. This is income from real estate, dividend income from stocks, interest income from things like bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, and they will usually have a lot of different accounts with different brokers for risk mitigation purposes, kind of like how you yourself probably have a few different bank accounts. When it comes to money management, wealthy people keep enough cash in the bank at night to sleep, and the rest will be tied up in interest-bearing or income-generating assets. How much cash a person needs to sleep at night depends on the risk tolerance, what line of business they're in, whether they have any other debts. Inflation does decrease the value of any money that you hold in cash. Another thing with money management is that they obviously do not spend everything that they make, and I will talk about lifestyle in a little bit. A lot of them engage professionals for investment advice that will help them with proper asset allocation based on their risk tolerance, tax advice, and a lot of their wealth is managed by professionals. Now, some of these wealthy people do self-invest as well, but one thing that I observed is that a lot of them will self-invest mostly out of fun or as a hobby. The bulk of their wealth, if they were able to create it in business, is usually managed professionally. Let's talk about tax planning, because tax planning is so critically important. Wealthy people use the entire taxation system to structure their financial lives. They have multiple sources of income, lots of bank accounts, access to brokers and investment advisors, and they have a lot of different tax vehicles set up. Because as an individual's wealth grows, you start to unlock more of these vehicles and have access to more of these vehicles that the government and society can offer. So wealthy people have corporations, they have partnerships, they have trusts, sometimes multiple of these things, and sometimes the structure can be a little complicated. They hire bankers, lawyers, investment advisors, and accountants to help them structure their finances, kind of like an org chart, so that they are 100% within the law. For example, a lot of people in the top 1% pay themselves a salary purely for tax optimization purposes, so they can circulate the money from their corp into their personal investments while taking advantage of things like RRSP in Canada or the 401k in the US. What do real millionaires do for lifestyle? A lot of uber wealthy people that have 8-9 figures of net worth, what happens is that they don't really need to show off anymore, because when you have that much money, the one thing that you really want is privacy. Most of them lived in nice houses, their kids went to good schools, no one lived crappy, just to clarify. Now, I know social media is the antidote of this, but not all rich people that made their wealth through traditional forms of business want to be famous and want to build personal brands for themselves. It's very counterintuitive to what you see on Instagram these days, but a lot of these actually wealthy people in real life actively did not really want anyone to know that they were rich. They didn't really drive nice cars. They didn't really wear nice clothes. Most of them, the richest ones, all they wanted was discretion and privacy. If you've ever read the book Sam Walton, Made in America, the CEO and founder of Walmart, he talks about some of his personal experiences being wealthy and the lack of privacy that he's had in his life because people know how wealthy he is. If you found this video interesting or you find value in any of my other content, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Let me know down in the comments below what aha moment you had from this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until next time.